Hello. This is Rhapsody, friendly book growth hacker, aka the Reverend Dr. Rhapsody, aka Mr. Transformer, aka Rhapsody Barrero, wishing you a lovely day if you're seeing this in the morning, hoping you had a lovely day if you're seeing this in the evening. And today we're going to talk about problems, because everybody's got problems, and we've all been brought up to deal with problems. And after we get done taking care of a problem, there's another problem. And it just seems like we just go from problem to 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 problem. Yeah, we have little breaches of success in between problems, but there's always another problem, right? Yeah. Problems, problems, problems. Because we are unwittingly involved with what we in Magnetic Mind like to refer to as the problem-solving structure. And that's what we're brought up on. That's what we experienced in life up until now. That's all we know. We can't hardly fault it because it's all we know. It's like living in the Matrix, not realizing that you're living in the Matrix, but you're still living in the Matrix, and your body is still somewhere in a pod feeding off energy to the computer world while you think you're just going to your job or hanging out with your girlfriend or spending time with your family. And it's just a dream that they put together to distract you from the fact that you're in a pod and you're basically just an energy source. Okay, I digress. A tangent, if you will. That's another talk all by itself for some point in the future. What we're talking about here is the problem-solving structure. The main problem, and I'll give you some personal information here in a minute. The main problem with the problem-solving structure is that the problem is baked in. Even if you come up with a solution, it's only a temporary solution because the problem is baked in. There will always be a problem in the problem-solving structure. There literally has to be a continuous problem in the problem-solving structure. Otherwise, the structure falls away. Just as an example, for those who don't know, I'm in 12-step recovery. I've been away from a drink or a drug for going on almost 39 years now. And even there's a problem-solving structure. It's like I solved the problem of not drinking or doing drugs one day at a time, and it works. Oh yeah, it definitely works. I would not be here clean and sober going on 39 years if it didn't work. It absolutely works. Beyond the shadow of a doubt, it works. The challenge with the problem-solving structure is that the problem is baked in. If you show up at alcohol, okay, yeah, I can say it now, we're 3 minutes in. If you show up at Alcoholics Anonymous, the first step is understanding that you're powerless over alcohol and that your life has become unmanageable. And for a lot of people, that comes down to stating that you're an alcoholic. So, problem, you're an alcoholic. Yeah, solution, you need to get sober. And some people have a hard time holding on to the idea of being sober for the rest of their life. They think it'll be boring. Trust and believe. You participate in life more as a sober person, and boring is the last thing that's going to happen. You will have to fight for boring. Boring is like you wish you could be bored. Boring would be a relief from all of the stuff that's going to be going on in your life that you now have to participate in that you now have to be responsible for because you are now a productive member of society having completed the 12 steps. Congratulations. Yeah, no more boredom. Yay. However, or as Replicant Fish would say, however, the problem is baked in. For so many people, it's like, and for the people that can hold their breath for however long they hold their breath, to me that is monumental and unnecessary, but if that's all they think they can do is hold their breath or grit their teeth or white knuckle it, as we say, that is a key to a path of a miserable life, which is why most people who white knuckle it get to the point of, hey, if I'm going to be this miserable sober, I might as well be drinking. And they drink. Okay, just to clean that up, the solution to that is to grow spiritually, stay on a spiritual growth path, be of service to your fellow man, and continue to work the 12 principles in every aspect of your life to the best of your ability on a daily, hourly, minutely, secondly basis, and you'll be fine. You'll eventually get to a point of being comfortable. It's freaking great. I'm here to tell you. It's really, really, really great. However, the problem is still baked in. I say that to say that even today, 38 years in, people outside of our sphere would look inside and say, well, hey, you've been abstinent for 38 years. Can't you have a drink? Can't you have a beer? Can't you toast your daughter at her wedding? Then we get back to the original problem. The original problem is if I could have a drink, if I could just toast somebody at a wedding and have a drink, there would no longer be a problem and I wouldn't be an alcoholic. The thing about being an alcoholic is that I cannot take a drink and not continue to drink until either the alcohol runs out or I pass out, and I can still drink while I'm passed out. We call that a blackout, or as the insomniac David Tell would call it, time travel. And we call it time travel because it's like we black out, we were at a party, and we come to, and we're like out in the woods somewhere, and we have no idea how we got there. It's like somebody beamed us into the woods without our permission. Anyway, problem-solving structure. I'll get to it eventually. I am. I really am. Just trust me. Hold on. Just trust me. The problem with the problem-solving structure is that the problem is baked into the process. So, even having gone through everything in the problem-solving structure to solve the problem and to get to sobriety and to maintain sobriety, should I take a drink today? I could black out immediately. I could black out within the hour. Any number of horrific things can happen because of the problem-solving structure. I am still, at a core level, alcoholic. The spiritual aspect of the program helps work on and adjust the malady of the actions of an active alcoholic, but chemically, I am still alcoholic and cannot have a drink ever. And I'm okay with that. I'm very okay with that. Reminds me, I had a time within the last couple of years, I remember, for whatever reason, sometimes I have a hard time going to sleep. And this one particular day, I wound up getting like 2 hours sleep, and that's my minimum. But after that, it's rough sledding the next day after a 2-hour night for me. And I remember I was driving somewhere, I think I was driving to Walmart, And I was driving down the street and imagining to myself, because I'm still dragging because I only had 2 hours of sleep. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, this is what my day used to be like every day, drinking. But, okay, that's just a flash. All right, so the problem-solving structure has the problem baked in. You can grow spiritually, grow to a point where you no longer need alcohol, grow to a point where you no longer need a substance, yet in a weak moment, or coerced by peer pressure, which you shouldn't have those kind of peers by this point anyway, but if you just don't want to look bad in mixed company, and as an alcoholic I choose to have a drink, the problem returns. That's why we have to, okay, we're supposed to, let's say supposed to because I don't, but we're supposed to refer to ourselves as a sober alcoholic. Therefore, the alcoholic problem is still part of the structure. The problem must continue to exist. Just another way of looking at it. The war on drugs, worthless waste of money. Funding the CIA, but we won't talk about it because I want to live tomorrow. Okay. The war on drugs contains the word drugs. So we can fight this war on drugs into infinity and beyond, and we will still have it. The war on poverty has been fought for 64 years now. And we still have people in poverty. Because even though we're fighting the war on poverty, and even though we make strides in the war on poverty, and even though some people have found solutions in the war on poverty, it's still a war on poverty, which means poverty must still exist as part of the problem-solving structure. See what I'm saying? Okay, let's get to the touchy one. The one you hate to talk about, the one you hate to think about, weight loss. If you're in a weight loss program, you can get to a point where you lose a decent amount of weight, or you can lose the amount of weight that you wanted to lose. The challenge being you have to continue whatever lifestyle changes that allowed you to be able to lose the weight. And it's very possible, because life gets hard sometimes, and for some people, eating was a coping mechanism. So it's very possible that one of the hard points in life can show up and you can revert to eating, bringing you back to being overweight. The weight is the problem in the problem-solving structure. Are we getting it? Are we clear? Good. Now let's get to the bright, airy, fairy part. We operate under, in the Magnetic Mind Conscious Education Company community, we operate under the creative structure. How does that work, you say? I'm about to tell you. And if you could think for just a second, if you could think for just a little bit, you might be able to figure it out. It's kind of like this. Wow, I just had a lovely metaphor pop in my head, because I used dog poop, dog poop in the living room as an analogy for acceptance. But in this instance, we'll look at it this way. Let's say you have a dog and your dog poops in the living room. The problem-solving structure says we have to clean up the poop in the living room because there's poop in the living room. And we have a dog that will continue to live in this house as long as we let it, and unless we train it properly, it will continue to poop in the living room. Problem-solving structure. as opposed to the better choice being creating a clean house. So you're all about the business of creating a clean house. It doesn't matter if the dog poops in the living room, you're going to clean the house. You're in a creative structure. You are creating a clean house. You are not fixing the problem of dog poop being in the living room. You are creating a clean house. After you're done creating a clean house, you can feel wonderful and awesome and lovely about yourself having created a clean house. I hope you get it. I'm going to keep throwing analogies and metaphors your way until you get it, because I really want you to get it, because it's really important. Okay, so you have a situation that you want to deal with that is counter to how you would want your life to be. Instead of focusing on the situation that you choose not to deal, that you have to deal with, problem-solving structure, find your way to a creation that you would like to have that is absent from the challenge that you're dealing with. Another example. I'm just giving these examples to you as they're coming to me, and I just expect them to come to me, and they just come because I'm intuitive. If you need some coaching on being intuitive or need some intuitive readings done for you, I'll be more than happy to do that for you. Just leave a comment and I'll get back to you. So, let's say that your situation is that you just got fired. Okay, you're not happy about it, you're not thrilled about it, you're not excited about it, it's not cool, it was not part of your plan. Instead of focusing on not having employment, what we can do is focus on creating another avenue of revenue. You focus on creating another avenue of revenue, you create another avenue of revenue, you feel better about yourself because you were able to pull yourself out of whatever slump you might have fallen into from losing your job. I've been fired before. It doesn't feel good. It's not something that I look forward to. I remember there was one time actually that, I was actually pissed at the boss, and when he fired me, I didn't care. I was happy to be done with him, to not have to see him every day. And yet and still, even though I didn't like the job, even though I didn't like the boss, I still felt bad after I got fired. Because just in general, we human beings have an affront to being rejected. And that's basically what being fired is being rejected. So instead of focusing on being fired, focusing on being unemployed, focus on this avenue of revenue that is going to open up before you that will then take place of the avenue that got closed. In so doing, there are multiple things that take place. First of all, you prove to yourself that you can fall down and get back up. Secondly, you prove to yourself that you can be creative. Thirdly, you prove to yourself that you are in line with intuition for the right thing to do and the right place to go. And fourthly, you prove to yourself that universal intelligence, God, Jehovah, Yahweh, Vishnu, Buddha, Muhammad, whatever you want to call him, Allah, whoever you pray to, has your back and is more than happy to give you the direction that you need to get what you need, to give you the help that you need to get what you need, to give you the comfortability in yourself to be able to do what you need to do to get where you need to go. And so challenge shows up, focus on what can we create that will make this challenge disappear. So we're not even focusing on the challenge at all, ever. What we're focusing on is what we're going to create, because we are operating in the creative structure, and this is how we now choose to live our life. That is going to be it for today. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. 97% of the people who watch my videos don't subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel so that YouTube can spread these videos out to people who need the help, and they can get the guidance that they need to be able to better manage life. And as I was mentioning before about the Magnetic Mind coaching system, there's a Magnetic Mind Masterclass that I'm going to give you a free week for. Click the link in the description, click the link in the post, and you will find your way to. There are 7 live sessions every week. There are 6 years of live sessions that have been recorded, and just trust it. Feel free to jump in there. If you missed a live session, hit the search bar and put in whatever topic you want to hear some good stuff on, or hear a process or go through a process that will help you with the challenge, and you will get a library of sessions over the last 6 years that they did on this particular topic, and that will let you know, above and beyond all else, that this is indeed and in fact the last personal development program that you need. Because, as we say, this is indeed and in fact the last personal development program that you will ever need. Again, thank you for your time. I appreciate you. Me love you a long time. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will talk to you tomorrow on tomorrow's video, whatever that's gonna be. Goodbye and thank you. Oh boy, everybody. Yeah.